We're rolling.
It's been a long time.
It has been such a long time. Come on, Daisy. Come on. You're involved in the conversation too. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about Jill's intern, Audrey.
She's not an intern anymore.
She's not an intern. Jill's graduated from an intern to a lovely stylist.
Yes, yes.
Audrey is writing a press release about our neighborhood and all the women-owned businesses, which I sort of realized that there were a lot of women-owned businesses around here before, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know some of them. Like, I guess I didn't realize Eggplant and Augustine's.
Yeah.
There are more than I even originally realized. So
Yeah, totally.
she's writing this press release. She sent us a list of questions to answer. And instead of answering them via email, as she asked, we're going to answer them via video.
Or maybe both.
Can we voice to text this into an email?
We can have her just watch this. That's
Yeah,
fine.
for sure.
Absolutely.
I feel like the conversation is useful.
I think so too. What's the first question?
Okay, first question is, I should have had this ready, but I didn't.
It's totally fine. P.S. Lavender white mocha from Cahoots next door. They're literally
Just the most delish.
Yeah, they're attached to my shop. You can use the door between us. You never have to go outside. And well, you do have to go outside because you want to visit Teeny Bee. But
Teeny.
yes, the lavender white mocha. It's great.
Okay, question 1. What is the story of your business's beginning? When, how, why did you get your start?
So loaded.
Right? I mean, it's a big question.
We could be here for
This could be like
hours.
A whole thing. So I think I should go first because my store opened first.
Yep.
And the truth of that is that I loved working at the store that I was at before, but that store was getting really big. But I always thought I would do, I don't know, something not retail, even though I always loved shopping. But I was like, I went to this tiny liberal arts college that was very expensive, and I can't work in a store. And then I tried a lot of jobs, and then I worked in a store, and I was like, oh yeah, I love this, which I always knew I would love it. I was just trying to avoid it. So landed in a store, I was like, I actually do really love this. Sometimes people think that working in a store is like shopping in a store, and so they think they're going to love it,
Right.
and then they hate it, which I would say 9 times out of 10 people are like, oh, it's going to be so fun to work in this store, and then it's not.
Yep.
Because you're not having the experience, you're giving the experience to other people.
It's a different thing.
Anyway, I did love it, and I was on bed rest for 4 months with my second daughter, which after being on bed rest for 4 months also with my first daughter, so I was like, oh my god, I've read every book, I've watched every show, now what? And so it was a lot of time to think about what I wanted to do, and I wrote a business plan. I wanted a place where I could shop with my children, right? That was the thing.
Important.
It was like, all the places I like to shop for babies, you can't bring your babies because they're going to break things. They're going to, like,
Delicate baby things.
all
What
of
is
the
that?
pretty gift shops have breakable things at baby level, and they like flailing toddler arms are like, ah. So I remember standing outside Patina being like, we're going in, don't touch anything, keep your hands in your pocket, we're going straight downstairs, don't even look at anything, right?
It's unreasonable.
Thinking, oh, I wish there was somewhere that I could actually shop and it would be like a fun place to hang out. People used to come into the store that we worked at before just to hang out and like chit chat.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, wouldn't it be nice if you could do that with your kids? And there was a place where you could just like relax.
Yeah.
And it wasn't stressful.
Yeah.
And also there were a lot of things I was finding that I loved, but I would find them too late and online because there was nowhere to buy them, right? So like a really great swaddling blanket or a really great teether. And I would first buy everything they had at Target, and then none of it was good. And then I would find something online and they had like outgrown that phase. So then I had this whole list of things that I loved. So I thought, okay, there's a niche here for these products that you can only find online that are really good, like the best teether and the best blanket. A place where you can shop with your kids. But then also it evolved into clothing. It started out as just
kind of your
gifts.
first love.
My first love is clothing, and there really isn't a place where you can buy really beautiful styled kids' clothes around here. So it started with like one collection of clothes, and then it grew to 2, and now it grew to just a whole store's worth. So my sign still says extraordinary baby things, but it really should say like extraordinary kids style.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah, totally.
Anyway, that's how mine started.
6.5 years ago.
6.5 years ago, and Jill was my first employee. Even when I was writing the business plan, I was like, ooh, do you want to work at my store, Jill?
I think
she was like, yeah.
the wording was something like, on the down, like, don't tell anyone, but I'm doing this. How do you want to be involved? Because I had left the store that we were at, I think by that time.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I was like, oh no, I have babies, but I'll work for you a couple days a week. And then that just worked out perfectly.
Yeah.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, similar, right? Like, I always thought that I would, well, not so super similar. I always thought I'd own a store. And I registered my business in 2007.
Right, so long ago.
So crazy. So I had the name then. I gave up on that dream because I did not have any retail experience.
So did you go into the store, working in the store that we worked at together? We're like trying not to name it. That one store. Did you go into that hoping to get experience so that if it worked out to open your own store, you'd know?
No, I don't know why I did it other than I was blogging under the name Spoils of Wear at this office job that I had, and that was like giving me access to this like fashion community here in the Twin Cities. And one of the women that I really respected and I loved her writing, she had at some point had said, what are you doing in a corporate job? You need to be in retail. And I was like, I've always felt like I need to be in retail. Funny you should mention, but I don't know what to do with that. Like, I don't know where to go for that. And she was like, you need to go to that store. And I was like, I would never shop there.
But it was really excellent training.
But the training was fantastic. Yeah, well, because you trained me. It all goes back to how great Kristie is.
Yeah.
So yeah, I quickly went up the ranks in that store.
Establishment, yeah.
And quickly realized that corporate retail is not for me.
Yeah.
So I went back to business administration. That's when you called. That's when another former manager of that store had called and said she was opening her own place, and ultimately I worked for both of you part-time. And then really it came with the realization that I wanted to shop either only local or only sustainable. And so I was like, well, there are local businesses, but to really like dig into that niche that I wanted, I'd have to open my own store. And so it was like, oh, my aha moment. And then like a couple months probably later, I had talked to you about this space, and you were like, no, that's a terrible space. And you were totally right. But then because it was like,
it was two spaces, it was
cut in half.
Hideous. It was like hadn't been cleaned since the 80s.
Truly. Yeah. I mean, that's not an exaggeration. So so I was like, no, but I like actually felt very called to this space with the business model that I had in mind. And so you talked to the landlord and said, Jill wants that space. And he was like, yeah. And then it just snowballed from there.
Yeah.
So here we are.
3 years
later.
All right, is there more to that? When, how, why did we get our start? That's how and why.
Yeah.
So really both were because we saw this, I mean, like all businesses, you see a need, and then you fill it.
Yeah.
Right? There's
totally.
no one who's doing sustainable fashion in an accessible way.
Yeah.
Like with style and also fair prices.
Yeah. Totally.
All right. What does your business currently do? Has the mission, ethos for your business changed since you began?
You kind of already hit on that. Yours has changed in the style sense.
Yeah, it also, I mean, I think, so someone said to me at North Local Market that we were at a year ago.
That we did a video on.
Lots of videos on, probably. Someone said to me, if you end with the business you started with, you didn't do it right. Meaning you have to evolve, right? You have an idea, and then you're trying to fill this need, but then you're going to have actual customers, and they're going to have real things that they want, and those things will be different from what you thought.
Oh no!
Oh no, I must go!
Well, we'll
pick this up later.
We'll pick this up later. I think this is a totally fine place.
Cheers!
And it won't be too long of a video then.